There's thousands of missing people across the state, and many families have marched and spoken up. But one big part of the missing, murdered Indigenous people epidemic are the unidentified.
Not everybody who has been reported missing has remains that have been found, but a lot do, thousands. And that's what we can do. It'll hopefully help clear a backlog and then also be useful into the future.
That's Dr. Heather Edgar. She's a forensic anthropologist at the UNM Office of the Medical Investigator. In early 2020, Edgar was part of a group that put together a New Mexico database of more than 15,000 CT scans. Now, the project is to use the CT technology to help find special characteristics about unidentified remains.
The analyses we're going to be doing are metrics. So what that means is that it's all going to be about measuring these skulls. And we're going to kind of do it with these very old known anthropological landmarks.
Being underrepresented is something Native Americans experience, even in science.
Today, in the most common tool that forensic anthropologists use, there's about 20 or 25 Native Americans represented as known. And we're going to get to over 500.
The first step is looking at the CT scan. The scan is basically every layer of the skull. Edgar says in the case of missing Indigenous people, they tried to look at the characteristics that make Native Americans unique. Then the CT scan will become a digital 3D model in order to see those characteristics.
So when we have cases when we don't know who that person is, we can compare to the known cases, and it helps us to learn about the likelihood of what group each person belongs to.
A major challenge is having a limited number of Native American skeletons to compare from. She says it's important to have an accurate biological profile so that families and law enforcement are able to match the profiles to a missing person.
That biological profile improves the chances that they're going to get a list of possible matches. It requires that list of possible matches to try and do a real personal identification.
Edgar says the database dates from 2010 to 2017.
There's one major benefit to the research that we're doing, which is that we will help return missing people to their families faster.
She says she's proud to be part of this project.
I can't fix the problems that led to these people going missing. That's not the kind of thing I can do. But what I can do, hopefully, is help bring some closure to people's lives.
Reporting in Albuquerque, Stephanie Muniz, KUAT Action 7 News.
This project will take a team of UNM student researchers, UNM IT, and consultants from 2 other universities. It's estimated to take 2 to 2.5 years to complete.